China is having a deep sea kind of moment. They launched a new model, Kimi K2, which is taking the world by storm. It is an open source model and competing with all the state of the art proprietary models. It is 32 billion active parameters, mixture of experts, and 1 trillion total parameters. And if you look at the benchmarks, it is on par with all the other state of the art models. And even if you look at other sources like Live Bench, it is number 3 if you have all the non reasoning models. And with reasoning models, it goes down a bit, but not that much. And where it is gaining all this efficiency from. So their entire thesis is on using this muon clip optimizer, which they say performs better than Adam optimizer. In Adam optimizer, each neural net has like their individual movements, but in muon optimizer, individual movements are there, but they try to ensure that the entire layer has like synchronous or smooth movements in a very simplified way. And what does that lead to? Like such a beautiful loss curve. Like having such a loss curve is a dream for any machine learning engineer. It was trained on approximately 15.5 trillion tokens, and they claim that it is agentic in nature also. Now, I personally tried to stress test it on a few questions, and I'll come to that and give my assessment also. Now, the website UI seems very similar to every other LLM product right now. You have chat history, and like a few functionalities. And if we go by the main questions, how many R's are there in a strawberry? Which is the answer is 3, which it correctly answers. But the challenge is it's not like a zero shot answer. It just thought through the entire question that made me feel like it is doing some sort of reasoning and then coming out with the answer. So maybe it actively tries to understand when to do reasoning and when not to do reasoning, and then maybe that is also creating a lot of efficiency gains. um, when I tried to do this Pac-Man game, it created a Pac-Man game, but it's not exactly how Pac-Man should be. Now, maybe I could give some better prompts and make it better, but there's definitely a scope of improvement. Like the UI is just a bit off, and a lot of things don't make sense. I tried to do the snake game. When I tried to do the zero shot, it just gives me like some circle, I'm sorry, a square, and there's no snake, there's no score. And just telling them that, hey, there's nothing there, there's no snake, please update it. And then it probably comes out with the right one. And the good thing is the snake goes through. And also, if you have a long enough snake, and if you try to touch itself, it the game ends, which is what I was expecting from the typical game of Snake. So if you look here, oh god, yeah, it ends automatically, but I don't know why it just has it over here and the score is not there. So it's there. I can understand it is like almost there. In one shot, you get the answer, but it's like nearly close to perfection, at least on Snake. On the vision is where I was extremely disappointed. Now, when you put an image, it just says that it can extract only text from the image and can't understand the full context. And if I give some more images, again, it's like it can just understand the text, but it can't understand the context behind it. And I had to use a previous model, which again I used the previous model, and it was kind of incorrect because the previous model assumed that it is Amsterdam or somewhere in Netherlands, but this Netherlands looking area is actually an amusement park in Japan. So this is my stress test of figuring out how good the vision models are when it's able to identify that this particular architecture and these buildings belong to the amusement park in Japan, and not it's actually it's not Netherlands.